Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you once again to this channel where we discuss society and the law. And I am Andrew Kaffer. And Mr. Friday, you're looking nice this morning.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kapo. Thank you.
Happy New Week.
Happy New Week to you.
And how was your weekend?
Very fun. And yours?
Well, that was good. Thank God for that.
You had a good time.
Of course, I did.
Hope it was not stressful.
Well, it was not stressful. Weekend is to relax, and so I don't think it was stressful.
I see. So you had a good time with your family?
Yes, I did.
Friends?
Friends? Well, I did some catch up and some bonding with my friends and my family.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. That's good. Thank you so much. You're looking good, honestly.
Thank you very much. And you too, you're looking nice. You're not looking bad.
All right. Now, election is around the corner.
Yes. I think it's next month.
It's 2 weeks from now.
Yes.
Are you ready to vote?
Well, I'm ready to vote. I'm ready to cast my vote.
I can see. You have your PVC?
Yes, I have my PVC. So my PVC is like my AK-47. So I don't want it to get missing that day. So I need to cast my vote.
Awesome. Have you voted before?
Yes, I did. I voted 2015. So late 2019 I didn't vote because I was kind of busy during that moment. So I wasn't.
You were busy to the extent that you could not exercise your franchise.
Well, family issues. You know how family matters is. So family comes first. So I couldn't just do away with that.
Really?
Yes.
I see. So, in all share, you are going to vote, right?
Yes, I will vote in the forthcoming election. Of course, I will.
All right. May God bless Nigeria.
Amen.
Good day, viewers. Let's delve into the business of the day.
Okay. So, now that the election is around the corner, are you supporting any political party?
If I'm supporting any political party?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I am not supporting any political party. Neither am I a member of any political party in Nigeria. What I do is look for a credible candidate.
Okay.
A candidate that I feel, my own opinion, that is very credible, competent, transparent, accountable.
Okay.
And above all, someone you can trust and Nigerians can trust.
Okay.
And again, someone that will be able to manage public resources for the benefit of every Nigerian. So I go for individual, not political party per se.
So you're not say you're trying to say that you're going for the credibility of the candidates and not the political party leadership.
Exactly.
So that is nice. I hope that all Nigerians share the same view with you.
Well, I do not expect everybody to share the same view or opinion with me, because that is my own opinion. So, and everybody is entitled to his or her own opinion. So you may choose to differ. Okay, so it is your rights. It is your constitutional rights to express your own opinion in your own way. But what is important is that you allow your conscience to be the judge as we approach the general election. By voting somebody you know should be able to take us out of this mess.
Wow. I hope that in the forthcoming election we get this right and Nigeria will be heading to the promised land.
We hope so, and we do pray so.
Okay, that's nice. So, now that the elections are around the corner, and Nigerians, they are kind of asking questions here and there. And the question on every Nigerian lips is that, does any candidate, whether the presidential, the National Assembly, and the State House of Assembly, take into particular the presidential candidate, does that particular candidate need to win all the 36 states in the federation before he can be declared the winner by INEC, taking into consideration that each of the candidates cannot be popular in all the region, in all the states?
If I get the question correctly, you are asking that for INEC to declare a presidential candidate a winner of the election, does that candidate need to win in all the 36 states, considering the fact that such candidate cannot be popular in every region? Well, okay. To answer your question, I want us to know that the 2023 election is an interesting one. To me, it is one of the most dramatic election that will have in Nigeria. But this is because every tribe, at least the major tribe in Nigeria, is being represented. About Fulani is being represented by the PDP presidential candidate, talking about Atiku Abubakar, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that is the flag bearer of the All Progressive Congress, who is from the Yoruba tribe, and Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party (LP) from the Igbo race. So, but what is important in this election is that with the emergence of somebody like Peter Obi, the political permutation has already been changed. It is no longer what we used to know and what we used to see, where the election will be between two major political parties. Of course, one can argue that the election is between two major political parties, but you cannot successfully argue that it is between two major candidates. Right now, we have 3 major candidates for the presidential election. But to answer your question, now the 1999 Constitution provides a requirement or prescribed requirement that every presidential candidate must meet before such candidate can be declared winner by the electoral umpire. And if you read section 134, subsection 1 and 2, that is the section that provides for the presidential candidates and their requirements with respect to the number of votes that candidates must score in order for INEC to declare such person a winner. Now, for instance, section 134, subsection 1 talks about where the presidential election, only 2 candidates are contesting, while subsection 2 talks about more than 2 candidates in the presidential race. Now, and that will bring us to answering the question that you asked. Now, if you check that place, you see that there are 2 ways to it. There are 2 categories under that section, which to the fact that the law says, the Constitution says, where there are just 2 persons contesting for the office of the president, the person with the majority vote cast, the person who scored the majority votes cast in the election will be declared winner. All right, that is section 134, subsection 1. That is where there are just 2 persons. The law said the person with the majority vote cast will be declared winner. And then, in addition to that, see on that subsection 1, in addition to that, the person must also score at least 1/4 of all the election casts in 2/3. You understand? In each of the 2/3 state in Nigeria. Okay. Now, subsection 2 talks about where there are more than 2 candidates vying for the office of the president. Now, for the person to be declared winner, the person must score at least not less than 1/4 of the total vote cast, and at least win in 2/3 of all the states, including FCT. Now, what we are trying to say is that there are 2 ways to it. The one where you have just 2 candidates, and we can no longer be talking about that because in this election we have 18 presidential candidates, right? So that 18 presidential candidate, if I'm not mistaken, we'll be talking about subsection 2 right now, because subsection 1 is already out. We have more than 2 presidential candidates. So that is it, that you must at least score 25%, which is 1/3. 25%, which is 1/4. Then and he must score that in at least 24 states out of 36, which represents 2/3 of the total number of states. And don't forget that Abuja is also inclusive. You must also score the same number of 25% in Abuja for you to be declared winner by INEC.
Lovely. So, this 2/3 majority of the broadcast you just mentioned.
Yes.
For the purpose of our listeners out there who are not well educated, can you break it down to their level so that they can have a grasp of what you're saying?
Okay. Well, I am not a mathematician. I'm a lawyer, but I'll try as much as possible to interpret it and tell us what those 2/3 and 1/4 mean. Now, when we say 1/4, that means out of 100 you must score 25%. 25% is 1/4 of 100. All right, so that's what we mean. Then 2/3 means, now since we have 36 states of the federation, like we have 36 states in the federation, like in the country, if you divide that 36 into 3, into 3 places. Now the law says a presidential candidate must score at least 2 of those places for such person to be declared winner. That means if 2 of it will give you 24, right? Now if you are dividing it into 3 places, that is 12 plus 12 is 24, right?
Sure.
Plus under 12, that is 36. So the person must score at least 24. All right? Yeah. So that 25% in all the 24 states, at least 24 states, at least 24 states. That is in addition to you having the highest number of votes. Okay? Now, like, I made mention of section 134, subsection 1, having the majority vote cast. Now, subsection 2 talk about the person with the highest number of vote cast. You understand? That then, in addition, you must score at least 25% in at least 24 out of the 36 states. So that's how much I can go.
Wow, lovely. Thank you very much for that explanation. So, for the purpose of emphasis,
yes,
when is the election trying to hold? Because so many people are having doubts. Some are saying 12th, some are saying 25th. So, for the purpose of emphasis, when is the election likely to hold?
Okay, as long as I know, and as long as Nigerians know, because it is already in a public domain, it is a public knowledge, except the INEC decided to change it, but INEC came out the other day to say they do not have plan to change or shift the election. So as it stands now, the election will still go as planned. The presidential election, do not forget, the election will be taking place 2 different times. The presidential election and the election into Senate and House of Rep seats will be taking place on the 25th of February 2023. That is the presidential election and senatorial and House of Rep election. So those elections will be taking place on the 25th of February 2023. Then the governorship election and the state House of Assembly will be taking place 2 weeks after. That is 11th of March 2023. So that is the election. And do not forget, not all the states governorship election will be taking place, because there are some that maybe as a result of court intervention after the previous election, so their own election will not be holding that the same March 11. Like Edo State, for instance, Anambra State, Imo, Ekiti, Osun, and quite a number of them. So those ones will not be having their election on that same day. But the House of Assembly election in those states, in some of those states, will be taking place.
Thank you very much. I believe Nigerians all know when the election is likely to hold.
Yes.
So, sir, what is your advice to the electorate, the umpire who is the INEC, the political parties, and their candidates?
Okay, first I'll start by talking to the political actors, that is the political parties and their candidates. I would like to say that we should know that we are all Nigerians, and we all are hoping and praying for a free, fair, and credible election, an election that will be free from any form of violence. And if we must get this, the political actors involved must play the game by the rules. So we encourage and advise the political parties to caution their supporters, so that we'll have a violent-free election come next month, and March respectively. So we want to say that the candidates, whoever win, should be able to know that the victory is that of Nigerians, not his. That if he wins, if it is the Labour Party candidate that wins, he should see his victory as everybody's victory. And for those who will not be, of course, one person must win. So for those that will not be able to win this time, they should always know that there is always another election to contest. So if you do not win this time around, there is always an opportunity for you to try again, and always develop the spirit of sportsmanship. Congratulate whoever wins, so that we have a peaceful environment. So what Nigerians are asking for is just good governance. So whoever will be able to give us good governance, God will allow the person to get to us. Then for the INEC should know that youths are very, very interested in this election. I want to also remind them that this election will not be business as usual, because most persons are very, very interested to know what happened. So INEC should not only should not ensure that election takes place as planned, but they should also ensure that the election is free, fair, and credible. There should be nothing to suggest that the election is not going to be fair or not fair after the election that day. So that's what I'll be telling INEC. Now, for the electorate, I think we are the people that will decide who goes to Aso Rock. As such, we should know that this is when we need to exercise our power. Our power is our PVC. Our power is our ability to express our franchise, and we should know that our permanent voters card is our weapon, the only AK-47 we have this time around. And we should also know that after this time around, if you vote in wicked politicians, they will only come to us again after 4 years. So this is time for us to get the right person to occupy that seat, so that at the end of the day, we'll be glad that indeed we made the right decision. So that is where I would like to leave it.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. So as we have all heard, we need to start our franchise and come out your months and vote for our candidate of choice.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving us that beautiful explanations, and thank you, viewers, for giving us your time and listening to this beautiful program. Thank you.
It's a pleasure, Mr. Kapo. So guys, like, share, comment on our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on notification so that you get more updates as we upload the video. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.